Sorry for all the messiness. Does Plo have no upgrades? Does it say he has no upgrades? He has he should. Oh, yeah. Let me ask Milk for an updated. Hey Ryan, can you send me your list again with the upgrades for Plo? Mine doesn't have upgrades for some reason. Yeah. Pull a Desi, just added HLC in the middle of the game. Oh, he just leaves. He's like, damn, no. That I did not expect him to leave, but we'll figure out what's going on there. Duty calls. Mega Milk is having a emergency meeting. The union needs to convene. That was funny. It's like almost like you had to physically leave to get the list, then you came back. That's amazing. All right, cool. We should be good. Thanks, guys. Okay. All right. Well, there's your list. I need to. Oddball is yellow. The colors are switched. Yellow and red. Good catch, Mark. Shout out to Mark for that. How did I not catch that? Because I'm not observant sometimes. And let's change over to slice and dice. Perfecto. All right, so betting is open. I'll break down the list in a moment, but first, let's go over to take a look at the standings. I might keep this for the draft league, this like CNN thing, because it's kind of silly. It's very much my forte. So this is where everybody finished up in the regular season, 6 weeks. So Course Rough and Irritating and Seven Suns clinched their divisions, first round bye. We had the number 6 seed, but lost to Eurotrash. Eurotrash goes on to the semifinals to face Seven Suns, and Range Tree Obstructed will face Course Rough and Irritating in the semifinals. That's starting this next week. So for those of you Nickel City X-Wing Draft League folks, including me, waiting for the season to start, we will have more of this league to stream for you guys. So good stuff. Keep Michael from scoring 10 points. Exactly. It's easy. Easy. All right, so I will just doing some admin stuff on the back end. Let's break down these lists. So Michael bringing a build your own wedge. Because of the confusion, ambiguity around Battle of Endor when they were saying it would not be released before Worlds and all this stuff about, I wasn't sure when it would be in Tabletop Simulator and the overlay, all that. We entering the playoffs is when this stuff started to get added. We are not doing Battle over Endor for the playoffs. It's just because of the way Rebels and Empire will skew. We're just keeping it as balanced as it was before they came out online. So just for those of you guys that may be asking about Battle over Endor, not legal. And no, you will not make it legal. Wedge is Hopeful, Marksmanship, Plasma Torpedoes, R4, Astromech. We've got Fen Rao, another I6. GitHub not loading. It's pilot card. With Predator, Mandalorian Optics, Beskar Reinforced Plating. I expect there to be more GitHub issues. It seems like that has been something that's been going on the last couple weeks. Boy Luke, of course, has his Instinctive Aim, Hopeful, Proton Torpedoes, R2-D2. Keo Venzi has Juke. And Sabine Wren with Beskar Reinforced Plating. That is the Rebel side representing Slice and Dice. We've got Siege of Course on Anakin with the Malice Ancillary Ion Weapons, R2-D2. Plo Koon has Brilliant Evasion, Debris Gambit, C10P, 10P, Choppa, and CLT. We've got Siege of Coruscant, Oddball with the Selfless VTG, R4P, Astromech. He can give friendly ships locks on enemy ships at 0 to 1 of him. friendly can be 0 to 3 of him, which is fun. Super strong ability and born for this as well. Wolf, of course, is this is actually this is not build your own. This is the Q7 Wolf. Wants to keep the born for this synergy with Wolf Pack and Better Tail Gunner as well, that Q7. And then lastly, Killer, as he has like 11 loadout. Marksmanship, passive sensors, concussion missiles in that Z95 at I2. And it's while you perform an attack, if the defender has 2 or fewer hull remaining, you may roll additional die. If you do, gain 1 deplete token. Okay, got it. So we're playing Scramble, and it looks like we are rocking and rolling, so I'll start the time. At one moment, it said we had 31 people watching, and then it halved. So I must have said something very rude. Or maybe it was the lack of rude things that I said. People are expecting me to be more rude. Hope you all have had a good weekend. Let me know if y'all did anything fun. Or if you didn't do anything fun. That's also okay. Nice little jousty formation with Wedge and Fad. It's going to be a pretty good scrambling turn next round for Sabine and Keo. I mean, even Sabine could either choose to do the top or the bottom. Luke can always get the top one if he wants to. Twitch said your broadcast ended. It did end for about 5 or 10 seconds because of OBS trying to play my intro when I was trying to switch scenes. I was like, this is broken. So I just rage quit and restarted. Because the game hadn't started yet, I was willing to do it. Also, that number is, there's no way that we had all of a sudden 31 people just all here at once. Like, we just started. I don't think that number actually existed. Whenever I get there after, like, the after action reports, like after our streams, like just like how the stream went, the numbers are so inconsistent with what Stream Elements gives me. Twitch would be like, yeah, 30 people as a peak viewers, and Stream Elements would be like, congrats, you had peak viewer of 26. I'm like, what? There's a lot of discrepancies. Whatever. Played a fun local 3-round event. Good to be at a real table. Yeah, man. That game against Tom yesterday, we got creamed. My playoff game did not go well, everybody. Just want you all to know. Was not surprised. I anticipated not winning that game anyway, so it wasn't much of a shocker. But reminded me how much easier it is to have those kinds of games when you're playing in person than when you're playing online. When you just like blank out all the time and lose the road roll all the time. You know. It's like the one turn you like desperately need to be second player and you roll like 1 hit and 2 blanks, but your opponent still rolls 3 blanks. You're just like, wow, not my day today. It's just that kind of vibe, you know? Yeah, but TLDR, no matter what, whether you have a good game or a bad game, I think playing in person always feels a little bit better. I think most people probably agree with that, although some folks started playing X-Wing online, which I respect immensely. This is Keo with 1 hit into a focused killer. Killer rolls 2 evades. Juke doesn't matter. I wanted dice stats in the real table. Django went from full to 1 hit point, range, 0 hit, crit, pain on everything else. Like, pain on everything else, like defensively, or? Yeah, man, for the longest time, I like totally underestimated the power level of Django. In 2.0 Django, you could like load up like 120 points worth of stuff on him, and like, but he still wasn't as good as Boba, so I just kind of didn't take him seriously. And then some people like Duncan would like bring him like with Maul, and you know, obviously in the hands of the best players, they can be the best possible they can be. But now in 2.5, I think Django, even at 8 points, still is a very powerful piece Especially when Boba isn't really played anymore. I mean, you can try to bring Boba. You can certainly try. Not easy. Oh, no offense. Hot Reds just killed me. Yeah. Oh, Django. Django was unchained in that moment. So round 2 coming up here. I really like the way Michael has everything set up. Might be a little biased towards Milk just because he is my captain, but gonna keep it as unbiased as I can, where I can. Ethan Williams beat FaZe, captain of Slice and Dice, last night to clinch their playoff win, their series. So so congrats to Ethan. Had a great season. He's I think win number 5 out of 7 weeks. Yeah, 3 and 4 ship lists, unless there's like a large base, I think are almost DOA. Almost. About a little over a year ago, you could bring 3 ship lists, and like Han, Luke, and Wedge. What I was playing for a while, and it held up okay, but things started to skew more to 5 ship lists, and that was when that list started to really suffer. I'm curious how fast Fenrau ends up going. I think you just try to kill Wedge. He is worth 5 points. They're the same price. Fen harder to kill because of Beskar. And, of course, Concordia at range 1. I think I don't even know if he needs 10 points, is he? I think he needs 9. I have you guys at 42 points. 42 to 51. Yeah, I mean 10 points. I guess Sandy. 10 point. You do need 10 points. Sandy is one more as I think outperformed Michael because the secondary tiebreaker is captain performance. So. Very different flavor of in a lot of ways to the draft league, but there are some similarities. Similarities are the fact that there are home and away teams. There are teams in general with different fun emojis and names, but only 3 players per team, 2 factions per player. The home team gets to pick who is playing who in what scenario, but they don't get to know what faction either player is bringing of their 2. So there's a little bit of ambiguity there. Mission points is what determines home and away, not overall record. Seeding is determined by overall record, and then mission points is a secondary, as the tiebreaker. Yeah, I like captain performance being a secondary tiebreaker. That's kind of fun. I think it's good. I mean, incentivizes the captain to try to win for the team. You are a captain after all. So I think we got to scramble. It's like all 3 points are scrambled right now for Michael. Passive sensors flipped on killer. So trying to maybe if you kill something here. Wolf gonna focus. So chance for Wolf, captain of Gondor, to show his quality. Yeah, just scramble. I don't even know if Luke has a shot on Wolf. And here we go, going fast enough. Oddball. What do you do, Oddball? What do you do? He's gonna scramble. Trying to line up a CLT shot, maybe, perhaps, mayhaps. Oh, he's taking an evade with Chopper. He has Debris Gambit, so it is not red. Nico Saba, hello. Sorry for touching my nose a lot. I have like a little bit of an allergy. Oh, it's like a little tickle on my nose. So I think he can also focus, right? Because he Debris Gambit choppered. Like it should be before your perform action step. I think he's debating on fine tuning and any of that stuff. He is going to fine tune a barrel roll. And he does focus. Betting is open for another 4 minutes. Not sure why that bet didn't go through. It might just be delayed. Unless you don't have any points right now. It's possible. However, unlikely. Let me get a barrel roll there. So sitting at range 2. Fen Rao, Rut Row. And now Wedge takes the target lock. On to Plo. Single modded Plasma, but with Wedge's ability, Plo only rolls 2 dice. Anakin is yet to move. Uh-oh. Take an evade. Do exclamation point credits. Let's see how many you have. I can give I'll give everybody watching like, I don't know, 300 credits since you're all here. 300 it is. Now you can all bet. Just give it a second. It might take a moment to go through. No, bets are open. You just might not have any points because we did reset the points, I don't know, a little over a week ago. So if you just haven't been around long enough, it might not have given you any points for watching. So he spent a force. I'm wondering what he spent a force for. It's his ability, but he's not stressed. So they got 3 shots going into Wedge. That could be enough. Oh, he spent a force to take a purple lock. And now Fenn's like, yeah, I'll just go into Anakin. 4 dice with no crack shot anymore. As Predator. And it's a little scary for Anakin here. I mean, that was bold. Oh, God. Oh, no. Spends. And Anakin is taking 2 crits. Oh, God. Oh, selfless, right? Selfless? Yeah! Selfless! Selfless! Yeah, just 1 crit on Anakin. Selfless is so good. Okay. What's the crit? It is a loose stabilizer. Ah, whatever. Not the end of the world. And now Wedge is gonna go into Anakin without any mods. Oh my God! That just kills Anakin, right? Selfless again. Oh, he has to selfless again. And then he takes another crit. Is it a direct? Direct! Oh, Anakin dies. Oh God, that is that is ridiculous. That is brutal luck for Ryan. I wish I had no business rolling 3 crits. Well, technically 2, but with marksmanship it was 3. That's 4 points. So if the course rough and irritating team, I don't know about you guys being home. Oh, that's yeah, that's wild. But Anakin does get to shoot back, so maybe you take somebody with you. Anakin only has a lock. And gonna need to re-roll with the lock. Only one crit so far. Just one crit. Not great, Bob. And Wedge rolls an evade. So the idea of Wedge dying here, he needed to get some damage in with that shot. That's how I felt like my game. It's like after the first engage, I'm like, oh, redo, please. Can we re-rack? Oh. Unmodded into Wedge, range 2 from Oddball. Okay, crit, not terrible. So Wedge might be taking a shield here. Takes, nope, he doesn't. He rolls a and that evades. Everything coming up Shively here this game. Like that's enough variance on your side to win this game. Like that's very strong. Very good stuff. I guess we'll just shoot at Fed now. We're like, screw this. I'm not gonna kill Wedge, so let's get some damage into Fed. So CLT adds the eyeball. And more blanks, only 2. Fen's probably gonna be fine. He rolls natty evades. I'm gonna. Michael, what voodoo magic is this, dude? What are you doing to the dice? What is this? Natty evades! You could just roll 2! Oh, you know it's bad when I have to interrupt your game to comment on the dice variance? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. If this playoff game mattered, I wouldn't have done that, everybody. Just like if it was like not gonna like jump in. But Jesus. Streamer curse. You know what? Honestly, you can't call it a streamer curse if it's just Shively coming back down to earth with his greens. It is reds. I mean, Luke rolls 2. Or who? No, that was oh my god, that's Wolf's reroll. So no Beskar. So Milk does land a damage. It is a crit. It's like a direct hit to Sabine. There you go. We're not done. Keo. Oh boy. Oh boy. Two hits, range 1. Spend a force. This is into Oddball, who's now shields down already. What's up, Alex? Thanks for the 14 months, Twitch Prime. Thanks, Bashta. It's my younger brother, everybody. He's so young. He's a pipsqueak, I'd like to call him. 20, near 22-year-old pipsqueak. And a damage into Oddball. So now he's 5-hole left. You mean runt? Yeah, a pipsqueak runt. A runtopotamus. Ooh, you'd be tempted almost like, oh, you're gonna just shoot at Keo. Okay, so this is a, you get the lock. Oh, you get to roll. Is this a 4 dice concussion missile? Because of killer 2-hole remaining, 2-hole or less for Keo, we're getting a 4 dice banger. I'm not sure who's taking. Yeah. So a 4 dice concussion missile. Hey, that's pretty good. Spend the lock. Try it. You really want 4. Like maybe you can get Keo off the board here. Oh, you only get 3. Keo spent the force, scrambled for the action, so no green tokens, and rolls. Oh, it takes 1. This game sucks for Ryan so much. Oh, I have been there, my friend. It is just that game for you. Oh, I mean, hey, at least this isn't the rubber match where it like really matters. Yow. And looks like one more damage into oddball from Sabine. Oh boy. So 6-1. That was only the second round. Yeah, that was cool though. Killer of the Flower Moon. Just want to pull up. Yeah. I don't even want to look at it. I want to be that person. I'm just curious, just because like there's a lot of paint. Rebellions are built on hope. The good guys are getting the good guy favor for sure. However, he put himself in a real the positioning in turn 0 was very strong for the rebels here, and it certainly does not hurt when you roll well as well. So it definitely makes things better, I think, as all of us can attest. Did I sneak a peek? I was just looking at the chat log for the most recent shots. It to be honest, it's a little much to read like quickly. But no, I did not peek at the dice stats. I'm not really someone that likes to do that usually. I don't know. My opponent wants to do it. That's totally fine. Did you and Mark make a bet? Which Mark? Packer? Mark Packer Hughes? Oh, got it. He bet against Michael. Yeah. Are you actually like singling out people for betting in the chat? Sure. Oh, got it. Let's see, it appears you are. Yeah, I mean, hey, you're only a pro torp away from killing Oddball. I mean, this is all coming up Milkman here. This could be a very short stream, you guys. Like, we don't have a game after this. We can do a little AMA, you guys. I mean, I don't know. We could talk for a few minutes about stuff, and then we could. I do have all of my all the stuff from our in-person stream on Friday night. I need to put all that away, so I'm not really complaining. I got stuff I gotta do. Gotta make my living room look somewhat normal again. How's Tinder going? I don't use Tinder anymore. I stopped using Tinder 4 or 5 months ago, probably. The last time, like, I met somebody on there, and we like talk. I got her. We like exchanged numbers, and she like wanted to go out, and then like it was fun. It was actually kind of ironic. She was like, "Oh, what are you up to?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm at the game store, like playing a game." I just sent a picture of like X-Wing or whatever, and then like I never heard from her again. So she's clearly a big Armada fan. Does not play, or Shatterpoint, doesn't play anything else. Bumble, I've used Bumble. I don't have any dating apps right now. I've gone on a couple dates with somebody that I like met after I paused my dating profile, but I don't know. To be honest, guys, I don't really feel that good about it personally. So not good. I'm not very happy with the way that is going, but it's also not a surprise. I feel good about myself though, you know. Self-respect and working on yourself is always something you should do all the time. But I will say the one thing about the failures of like your dating life, like mine, you know, I'm such a failure. is that you learn the value of taking care of yourself, and you get motivated by that. And I think that's a really nice like byproduct of going through the motions of like meeting people in general in life, not just like romantically. This is how I kill time during an activation phase. Planning an activation phase is talk about my life in ways that nobody cares about. Yeah, no, I mean, I tell everybody, like, I'm a streamer. Like, I do video production as my full-time job. It's my day job. I do this. I'm very passionate about it. I love movies, and I'm nerdy, and I own it. And usually, honestly, like, people love the fact that I'm super passionate about things. Like, this hasn't been a problem. No one's, like, weirded out by it. And honestly, I feel really bad for the people who are so miserable that they judge people for being more interesting than them. Like, that's the one thing I have one of a few things I have going for me is that I'm not a boring person. Like, I will always be interesting and like have something interesting or weird or stupid or funny to say. A lot of people can't do that. It's sad. But if you judge people for that, well, get the fuck out of here. Like, come on. What kind of loser are you to like judge people for like loving things and like having passions, being nerdy? It's so in these days, you know? We're coming up with great SL cards. Yeah. The this is legit, bro. I mean, that's a good ability, man. This is the fight I'm having, or whatever it was. This is what it's all about. That's what she said. All those different abilities. You're a handsome single man. And it's a conceited thing to say, but I know that I'm not unattractive. So like my, me wallowing and like not having quote unquote like success, I know I'm gonna be okay at some point. Like, I'll find someone that I like and that will like me enough. The person that I've been talking to now just doesn't seem to like, she likes me, but she doesn't like seem to care about me. Like, she doesn't like ask me things. Like, I feel like I'm just like putting in so much effort and it really sucks. I'm like, not really what I'm looking for. Because that's not, that's not a partnership. That's just somebody reaping the benefits of someone putting in all the effort. Being a nerd with Tony is way worse. Oh yeah, no doubt about it, right? I'm sure Triumph rather, the other dog. Triumph would be making fun of you with his little cigar. It's like he did outside of the premiere for Attack of the Clones. We're gonna Q7 astromech on to a debris. I think we're just kind of messing around at this point, and we'll take a crit. Okay. Yeah, Q7, but he only ignores it while he moves, so he's not going to shoot. I have a quote display at my house. Love is like a fart. Nice. To force it's probably shit. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not like the vibe I get from online dating is I'm not going to meet anybody I'm going to love. Like, that's a really like sad thing to say. I just like feel like I'm just going to meet people that I'm like attracted to, and it's going to be like just like a fleeting thing. Just because it's so superficial and it feels the whole purpose of it is so forced. You're like forcing people to be in romantic relationships with each other while meeting each other at the same time, which isn't really how life works. Like, you meet someone and then decide if you want to like pursue something with them after, not at the same time. But honestly, I find this stuff to be really fascinating. Like, I'm really like, it's such a great way. It's an enlightening way to understand why there is such a huge like mental health crisis. One of, many reasons. It's not the only reason why people feel so lonely since COVID. Here comes Luke taking a target lock on to Plo. So Wedge and Luke have locks on Plo. Uh-oh. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to like it's interesting to me, but I didn't mean to bring the vibe down. I hope I didn't. Everything's good. I'm doing all right. I'm gonna move Anakin to the bottom of the overlay though. Yeah, yeah. It's overwhelming almost how many like options you have, right? And how many options other people have. Like it was awkward. Like I had the person that I've been seeing, just started seeing, really, it's not even a thing, like was over at my place, like the draft league, and we were watching movies, and like she like flipped her phone over, right? And like she got like a hit, it was like she had like a Hinge notification, and it's like, well, yeah, like you're single, you're dating, but it's also just still super awkward. It's like, damn, like if I'm like out with somebody and like I put my phone on do not disturb so that they don't see like dating app notifications, like that's just like a weird thing to see. Oh boy, that is a range 1 shot and a half there. And Plo takes, does he take it all? He takes hit, structural damage, and weapons failure. Plo's dead. Oh god. Youts. I think it was just range 1. Yeah. Battle of Endor is not legal in this. Thank you. It's almost as awkward as seeing someone else hit on your date while you're both out together at a bar, club, or concert. Yeah. I don't know. I just think like when you're with somebody, just like give your focus and attention to them. Like I literally physically at the moment with somebody, not like dating. You date as much as you want, you know. That's my thing. Like I know my value and I know what I have to bring to the table. If somebody wants something else, like no problem. But like, you know, I'm not gonna get hung up on like there's no like one that got away anymore, you know. That's something that I think we fantasize about, like, oh, but we had so much fun. Like, oh, yeah, you can have fun and still not like mean anything ultimately. Blank out there from Plo, just really adding insult to injury as his weapons failure fails. Yeah, sure, let's go range 1 into wedge. Maybe you can let's get a crazy crit chain reaction here. For 2, spend the lock. Yeah. The other thing too is like I feel a lot of anxiety when I'm talking to somebody that I'm like interested in or like have enjoyed seeing, and they like take forever to get back to me. Like I'm not. So shields down and a damage card on wedge. And gonna just go for the kill shot, the pro torp into it with Luke into Plo. Gonna flip the wrong thing over. So while out on a date, Nick slides a large green medallion across the table towards his date, and he glanced inquisitively at the non-blinking eyeball staring back. What? What is that from? Is that like a reference to something? Is it the Palantir? Disabling? No, just put your phone on do not disturb. It won't pop up with banner notifications. It's the easiest thing to do. You don't need to go in and disable all the yeah. It's just proper etiquette, I guess. Like again, like, you know, you do you or whatever. I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't feel comfortable mentioning any of this stuff because I feel like I come across as overbearing or delusional, being like, hey, like, because they'll be like, what, you got a problem? Like, I mean, like, it's just awkward. I just like have to just swallow it and move on. No, that, you know, take that out of context. That's what she said. But like, Wolf down to 5. Yeah, the so going back to the communication thing, like, it's terrible. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, when you don't, I don't know, when somebody's, there's one thing when you're busy, you just can't, like, you don't need to text me all the time. I don't need that. I also just think texting is really bad for your anxiety. If somebody takes forever to respond to you, you don't know if they're ignoring you. You don't know if they're busy. You don't know if they're not interested in you. That's the worst one though, is like, is this person just not interested enough in me to like want to talk to me like occasionally? And that's, I think, what's driving me crazy with the person I'm seeing now, is that she, like, I get that impression all the time, and then she like she like shows interest, and it's like, this is like gonna drive me crazy. Like, I just have like way more to say, and that's a bad sign. Everybody, we want someone who has some seasoned experience with like dating. If you aren't sure if the person even is interested in you or excited about you or like wants to hang out with you, and isn't like, you don't feel that, it can be a dash of insecurity, but I think it's a very warranted red flag, like in the sense that like it's a very real thing. It's not necessarily a you problem, but it is easy to overthink. Some people are just really bad at communication, and that's an important thing to me when trying to find someone I want to spend a lot of time with, is knowing what's up, man. Like, what's going on? How are you feeling? Do you hate me? Do you not hate me? So 14-1, it's a close game. Somebody else died that I missed. Did I? Oh yeah, Plo, obviously. So Plo is removed, and then 3 objectives as well. So congratulations to the home team. Range 3 obstructed. Imploded, indeed. So I'm going to try to get as many of these playoff games on stream next week. I'm going to beg the players. Have Sunday slots. I'll look for some Wednesday slots. I don't envy people dating. Yeah, that's, it's funny. I've heard that a lot, right? Like, I really don't envy you. Like, I'm lucky I didn't have to deal with that. And I'm glad you didn't have to deal with it. It sucks, man. And I can't even imagine how hard it would be to be someone like me living in a more rural area where you have 5% of the size of opportunities, or however you frame it, of meeting people. You get a really good balance of people who are like-minded in terms of political ideology, religious beliefs, values. Those are some serious benefits of dating people in a place like Chicago, because you have people from all over the place that move here and live here, which is fun and exciting. And then you have people who have always, grew up and never left Illinois, who are good people, but more boring. Five straight boosts in the finals again? Not quite. Semifinals. This is only a wild card round. So, but they're on their way. They're on their way. Andre is going to try to have something to say about that. Killer trying to do his best. I'm going to say, let's have fun. Yeah, that's what you always say, though. You need new material. Oh, that's such a good analogy, though. That is beautiful, Bender. Yeah. The optimistic side of me believes that there is someone out there that isn't as damaged and broken, and like we all. Oh, that sucks for Wolf. It's such a dick move by Michael to do that. It's just like, really. It's funny. Like Michael's just really trying to make Milk feel bad. It's like, hey man, I just want you to know that I hate you, and I want you to, you know, I don't want you to score even 2 points this game. Not even 2. The odds are good, but the goods are odd. Yeah, they're not wrong, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very well said by both of you guys. Yeah. I have never been in a relationship with somebody that I've met on a dating app either. I've been in several long-term relationships, and none of them have been through a dating app. And I'm wondering, like, there has to be a point of reckoning where I literally swear them off for good, but there's so much pressure I feel like to be on them, because that is really the core way to meet people these days. I mean, like, they're like, oh, go match, or meet up and do all these things. Like, I play softball, I do like social stuff, but it's not the same. The office, I only go in once a week. There's no one in the office that I would date. So, you know, things are just different now. So. Is it just life? It's a combination of getting older, and then the insecurities, self-esteem issues, and jadedness that people get from being on the dating apps. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? You download the dating apps, go on dates, hate them, blame the dating apps, delete the dating app, go back on the dating apps, hate them because you hate being on the dating apps, go on dates, hate them, blame it on the dating apps. And there is a lot to blame on the dating apps, for sure. They're all super predatory with the monetized features. Tinder and Bumble, Hinge, the Match Group, they're being sued because of how they profit off of people's loneliness. It's a very fascinating thing. You will have better success, quote unquote success, the dopamine hits of more likes and matches if you fork out a obscene amount of money. But it's like gambling, right? Like, you know, you're playing with the heart. You know, I think a lot of people are very vulnerable and just want to meet someone that they love, and they're spending tons of money out of desperation to do that, to get there. And I think it's a huge turnoff for people when they find out how much, you know, it's like, I don't think a girl would feel good about hearing that a guy spent like $200 trying to meet them. I think they think that's desperation and financially bad decision, which it is. But some people get addicted to it because that's what they're really good at doing. That it's taking your money. This is America, everybody. You can monetize everything, and that is enough to kill Oddball. This game should be over in a moment. God, people are going to watch this game back on YouTube. Hello to the YouTube audience, everybody. Thank you so much for watching our games on YouTube. It really means a lot. You're going to be like, Jesus, Nick is really having a therapy session with his chat. And honestly, I kind of love it. I sure am. I'm going to own it. You know, should I? Maybe not. This is the point that we're at, though, these days. Let's be real. Let's not just only talk about dice rolling and repositioning to block arcs onto debris. We can talk about everything. Well, mostly everything. Relationships are like gardens. The more time and energy put in, the more you get, but we live in an instant gratification world. I also just feel like the time and energy part always seems to be unmatched. Like it's not necessarily matched. I feel like one person is always maybe doing a little too much. There's a little bit more give than there is take. There's kind of, I think that's ambiguous as to like a guy, like, is the guy, you know, on the hook for everything, picking the date, asking out, paying for the dates, all those things, which again, I don't mind doing that on a first date. Like, I'll pick the place, and as long as they want to go there, I'll pay whatever. But with inflation and everything, I think there's a lot of pressure on people with that as well. Wolf just down to a couple now. Wildly untamed. Yeah, the whole like I can fix them. Hit crit. It was just another ridiculous roll. I think that was from That is, yeah, that's Jesus, Michael. Calm down, dude. And that isn't gonna kill Wolf. What's the final score? 25-1. Is that it? Killer. Who did Killer? This is. Try to kill Wedge. Spend for 3. Wedge. Natty evades again. Takes 2. I think that's enough to kill Wedge. Hey, you get 5 points. Nice job, Milk. 22-6. That's not range 0. I guess not. I guess he bumped into Fen. So 25-6. All right. I want to be here for the dice stat reveal. I think this is be fun. I usually do. All right, let's see. So oh, plus 10. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's it's just one of those things where bitching about the dice ends up being more reasonable when that's the case. I liked the barrel roll with Keo onto the debris. I think, you know, Michael's a big proponent of bullying his opponents. That was very kind. You're like, I'm not gonna give you even 2 points. It was a good move. Objectively, it was a good move. I just thought it was funny because like Wolf was just like, yo, like I'm just trying to like to do something this game.